In the old days, in Dong Mat Canton, leader of music guild was called Trương Phương. He had the power to appoint singers to perform in the communal house. His power was actually strong. Whenever the village had any feast, he and the old men had to notify taboo names in the village for singers to avoid using. 500 years hung, and then 4 singers offer incense to sing.
Tung hô 3 tiếng vang dân áo xiêm nghiêu thuần cân đại giàu chỉ giống đơn chỉ thiều quang mới chập chờn chín ẩn mây khắp
When the singing session started, Dao Kep had to sing the following types of singing: Tet Nhạc, Bạc Phan, Hát Phu, Hát Su, Hát Truyện.
Hát dài đã đoạn dừng cách giao nhang, có phải phép cách nào giáo ấy.
Among those singing types, Tet Nhạc, which was the type of singing for worshipping, was the most ancient and the best song, which had the most well-structured music. Singing customs regulated that when the singer sang this singing type, she had to sing articulately and kept a lot of air and high voice so that everyone could listen clearly. Movements and singing should be serious and tones cannot be intermittent. The ancient people might pay attention to melody or mysteriousness of the worship singing that made the lyrics in Tet Nhạc complicated in meaning and patchy in sentence. Yet the beauty and talent of music made listeners forget the meaning of lyrics.
Vắng vắng nghe tai nghe tiếng nhạc điệu tâu lặng nghe chuông đồng lâu lâu
Be clear in the clappers and coherent in lyrics. The folk artist Quack T. Hop was famous for this singing style. Her singing voice and clappers beating and the lute sound were mixed with each other. It was now loud and then low, now fast and then slow, sometimes high and sometimes low, creating the feeling of having rhythm, but likely having no rhythm. She told us that when the king notified a document to all provinces, districts and communes, any place having cartru sent people to the district to compete with each others. If they were successful, they continued to compete in the province. People of all provinces having cartru attended to compete. They would only be admitted to go to the capital city if they won in the provincial round. Up to now, many family lines of the music guilds having successful singers in singing competition in the palace of the Nguyen's dynasty have still kept souvenirs granted by the dynasty as follows. The board honouring 3 Han words, Ngô Ca Kom, your family in Tu Sun Bak Ning. The great board carved with 3 Han words, Ca U Tu, of the Nguyen family in Chang Tong, Phu Xuyen, Hanoi. Royal honourable conferments. Relics in the temple worshipping Lady Ha Ti Tam in Den village, Hoàng Hoa, Thanh Hoa province. She went to sing in the Hui Imperial Palace, where Bao Dai was the king at the time. While enjoying singing, King Bao Dai was sitting on a yellow chair. Instead of wearing their own clothes, singers and instrumentalists had to change clothes. Their village for cities were called Kodo. Theatre of the singers was called Nhà Hát Kodo. When I was at the age of 13 and 14, I was invited to sing until 11 to 12 at night. After that, I received payment. I fled to the south and opened a tortoise-shell boutique for foreigners. After that, I decided to open playhouses in Phú Nhuận, each of which included 3 singers. In total, I had 9 singers. Every night, I earned 100 dong of ding paper. Professor Trần Văn Khê returned to Hanoi from Paris to attend the festival. A few days later, he sent the bulletin of the Vietnamese Institute for Musicology an article titled, By Whom the Music Instrument is Played. He wrote, Returning to Hanoi this year, to my surprise, cartru, the vocal art which was thought to be nearly a faded flower, becomes fresh. The stunted branches are now full of buds, some of which are already in bloom and some are going to be in bloom, and the of oral and intangible cultural heritage to humanity. On the starting date, the 18th of July 2005, a fieldwork for survey and collection of cartru was conducted in 14 provinces and cities all over the country. 9 months have passed since that day. Fieldwork conductors tramped in 14 provinces and cities, 45 districts and 55 communes. They seemed to have no day off. The result was beyond the expectation. We have found many famous folk artists of old music guilds as follows. of them were royal honourable conferments, stories of profession and family's ancestry, singers' temples and musical tunes written in Hannom and national language that were handed down from generation to generation in Khatru family. The participation and support of the state and donors have woken up the passion for the profession of Khatru artists after so many years having no chance of singing and dancing. This began to rise the love of Khatru for the young generation in both urban and rural areas. I taught 8 students. When those oldest 8 students had not known how to sing yet, they got married and had children. Other class also had 8 students. They came here and I taught them how to sing and dance. I told them to come to my class so that I would teach them and they could keep Khatru. Since 2005, I have taught 30 students, including singers and instrumentalists. They live in Taiping, Haizhong, and Hanoi.